Good day, everyone. This presentation will be all about domestic and global marketing program. What are the differences and similarities, as well as the advantage and disadvantages of these programs? Marketing, as defined, is the efficient and effective management and utilization of a company's resources to meet the consumer's demands and the company's objectives. It involves selling the company's products to satisfy the needs of consumers. It includes planning, conception, and execution of ideas, pricing, promotion, and distribution of a company's products with the purpose of obtaining the company's objectives and satisfying the consumers. Domestic marketing. It means selling within one's own country. Typically, this is the first area where companies seek to market their goods or services. Because the market, customer needs, taste, geography, demographics, and distribution methods are likely familiar, it's often the easiest place for companies to launch a product. The 4 P's of marketing, which are the product, price, place, and promotion, are often easier for companies to determine within the domestic market. There are no language barriers in domestic marketing, and obtaining and interpreting data on local marketing trends and consumer demands is easier and faster to do. It helps the company make decisions and develop marketing strategies that are more effective and efficient. The risks are also lesser with domestic marketing, and it needs lesser financial resources. Local markets are not as broad as the global market, though, and most companies are aiming at doing business globally. So, what are the factors under domestic marketing? Domestic marketing is the production, promotion, distribution, and sale of goods and services in the local market. Domestic marketing is less risky and easier to conduct. Domestic marketing requires lesser financial resources. Domestic marketing deals with only one single market. Domestic marketing deals only with the laws and regulations of one country. Domestic marketing deals only with one set of consumers. In domestic marketing, the company can have the same policies and strategies. What then is global marketing? Global marketing means to offer one's goods or services worldwide. Most companies begin marketing their goods or services within their country and expand to the global market to capture the greater market share and open up new avenues for sales. Global marketing and global branding are integrated. Branding involves a structured process of analyzing soft assets and hard assets of a firm's resources. The strategic analysis and development of a brand includes customer analysis, competitive analysis, and self-analysis. A global marketing and branding implementation system distributes marketing assets, affiliate programs and materials, internal communications, newsletter, investor materials, event promotions, and trade shows to deliver an integrated, comprehensive, and focused communication, access, and value to the customer. Its advantages include economies of scale in production and distribution, lower marketing costs, power and scope, consistency in brand image, ability to leverage ideas quickly and efficiently, uniformity of marketing practices, helps to establish relationships outside of the political arena, helps to encourage ancillary industries to be set up to cater for the needs of the global player, benefit of e-marketing over traditional marketing. Its disadvantages, on the other hand, include differences in consumer needs, wants, and usage pattern for products, differences in consumer response to marketing mix elements, differences in brand and product development in the competitive environment, differences in the legal environment, some of which may conflict with those of the home market, differences in the institution available, some of which may call for the creation of entirely new ones, differences in administrative procedures, differences in product placement, and differences in the administrative procedures and product placement can occur. Companies on either extreme adopt multi-domestic or global strategies. Corporations with multiple foreign operations that act independently of one another follow domestic strategies. Each individual operation is treated as an independent business, with the country of each operation essentially becoming its domestic market. On-site managers of such an operation are more or less independent entities focused solely on their local market and free to develop individually tailored strategies. A fundamental question facing multinational companies concerns the extent to which a corporation with operating units scattered around the world should integrate and/or standardize their operations. The options form a continuum between operations and products that are exactly the same throughout the world and operations and products tailored for each market in which they appear. At the other extreme, corporations that standardize or tightly integrate operations in different countries follow global strategies. These corporations operate all units regardless of location under a single unifying strategy. Under such a strategy, on-site managers scattered across various countries see themselves as serving the same single homogeneous worldwide market. Firms following a strict global strategy handle adaptations to market needs centrally because the corporation views the entire world as a single market. In their purest forms, domestic and global strategies differ greatly from each other along two dimensions. First, from following a pure domestic strategy, allow managers in each country to adapt their products and services to fit the local market, preferences, government regulations, technological capabilities, and competitive situations. This is being illustrated in this figure. Consequently, even sister business units in the same industry usually offer a very different products and services. In contrast, business units in a corporation following a purely global strategy sell very similar products and services. The rationale for this difference can be understood best when you consider a second important difference. In the case of a pure domestic strategy, each country's business unit will comprise as much of the value chain as feasible, for example, R&D, marketing, inbound logistics, production, sales, distribution, and services, and this operation will all be tailored to the needs of that country. On the other hand, a firm following a pure global strategy serves its various markets from centralized facilities, limiting replication of the value chain in various countries. Microsoft, IBM, and Google have the same strategy of locating a base in India, Australia, and Hong Kong for the Asia-Pacific Rim countries. Companies like Hyundai and Ford Motors have their R&D, marketing, inbound logistics, and production departments centralized in one location, while each country may have its own sales, distribution, and service centers. The choice of domestic and global perspective depends on the balance of socio-economic pressures driving international competitors. On the other hand, social pressures encourage managers within each country to be responsive to the unique cultural and political circumstances in their narrow slice of the overall world market. On the other hand, economic pressures encourage managers to treat operations in different countries as part of a greater whole that must be managed for overall efficiency. These social and economic forces are so great that they are commonly referred to as the two imperatives facing multinational company managers. The social forces encourage firms to operate under a domestic strategy, while the economic forces create pressure to use a global strategy. So, these are the various factors in comparison of the domestic and global marketing strategy. Under domestic marketing strategy, units in various countries are independent. However, in the global marketing, the units in various countries are under centralized control from the corporate headquarters. Under domestic marketing, each unit treats its market as distinct from all others. In comparison, under global marketing, headquarters seek out standardized products suitable for a variety of markets. Lastly, under the domestic marketing strategy, corporate headquarters is not much more than just another unit, while in the global marketing strategy, production is coordinated centrally to create economies of scale. So, combining global and domestic outlook, as each strategy has its advantages, the best approach is usually neither purely domestic nor purely global, but is a combination of both. This becomes most apparent when we see the shortcomings of a single-mindedly pursuing an international strategy based on either global integration alone or domestic adaptation alone. Convergence of global and domestic strategies. Reacting to the forces and counterforces driving them to adopt elements of both global and domestic strategies, many of the most successful multinational companies have converged these two strands. Industries that were once cited as an example of pure domestic operations are becoming globalized and vice versa. The consumer electronics industry and the laundry detergent industry provide classic example of each trend. The references for this presentation were retrieved from the following sites, and this is done in compliance with the requirement of the course International Marketing, covering topics on the domestic and global marketing programs.